Hey.
What's
Well,
good? What's good?
what's going on? Listen, welcome. This is the crossover with Carla Harrison to Cara Williams. Man,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
has been in the making. This has been in the making.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm excited that we got it. Our first one. We ready to go. Tip off.
Exactly. So we just gonna jump right into this, man. To be honest, like the crossover, right? So I'm a point guard, right? Play
Yep.
basketball, as many people know, and now I'm into real estate. So for me, it was quite natural just to have something where I talked about my crossover into the next phase of my life, which is real estate. Everybody has a transition. So for me, the crossover was simple, and I felt like we needed to give people a platform to talk and get their stories out. Because a lot of times, we keep our stories inside, and we definitely want them to get out so that people know about what it takes to get there. And I think it's very important if you see someone doing what it is that you want to do, or you're afraid to make that jump, but
Yep.
being that you see somebody do it, you're able to do it.
Right. Right. Hey, that's the crossover. Like like it's first of all, people don't understand our dynamics and how we became business partners, friends, like big sister, little sister. But all of it's about the crossover, crossing over from the game that has brought us so much success and so much knowledge and experience in life to real estate, and to business opportunities. So that's what crossover is to me. I'll never forget basketball. It was a lifesaver. It is a lifesaver. It's still a big part of my life. But this crossover part is that we want to educate so many of our athletes about the crossover, because at some point the ball is going to stop bouncing. At some point it's going to go flat and you're not going to be able to play the game per se, but you can definitely live and learn from the game and use those things that you learn from the game to grow yourself in life and to advance yourself in life. So I'm excited about the people we're going to be able to get on here to share their experience of how they crossed over from the game into a different aspect of their lives. So hey, let's go, the crossover, baby.
Yeah, hey, and I'm glad you said that because I've tried to run away from basketball. To be transparent,
Yeah.
when I decided to not coach anymore, I kind of threw in the entire towel with basketball, But like you said, it's in me, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and it's something that has shaped and molded me from out since 4 years old.
Right.
Um, you know what I'm saying, since a little kid, and you can't just turn that switch off. I always thought basketball was my gift, but I know now that basketball was my talent, and it just
Ah,
made room for my gift. So I had to use I've been
ah.
using my gift the whole time with basketball, but I
Mhm.
had it reversed. Um,
Reverse.
you
That's
know,
big.
yeah, basketball is definitely the vessel, man, and I think a lot of people need to utilize their vessels because everyone has one, but you
Yeah.
may not be able to know how to tap into it, and that's why we're here. We're gonna do what we do and just educate along the way and provide value, man.
And we can never use it. We can never stop with this game, man. This game is it's so big for us. And people like the whole, even in my community, oh, she's leaving the game. Not leaving the game. The game has been great to me. I love coaching, my kids. I love bringing more to their lives and helping them grow in life. So, I'm not leaving the game. It's a big part of us. Like I've been playing, you've been playing for. I didn't start to like middle school, into elementary school, like 10, 11 years old. But still, it's a long time I've been in this game, and I'm so excited to continue learning, growing, and sharing what I've gotten from the game with others.
And you know what? Since you said something, let me bring this back real quick because see, crossover, right? When I'm
Hmm.
playing and I'm visualizing me crossing somebody over, I'm changing directions, right? I'm
Right,
making them. I'm getting myself free to do something better on the court. So
right.
let's talk about this crossover real quick because I know it's a lot of people, definitely in the South Florida area. Let me tell you guys, Carla is a
Hmm.
legend at this coaching thing, man. Like 100%. And we're gonna address this right now because I'm tired of hearing people go to your players
Uh,
and tell your players that you're leaving. So we're gonna put this out right now. We are live. This is on the crossover. What better way to do this? This wasn't in the script, but that's okay. See, when we call a play, the defense shifted, we can make an adjustment.
hey,
So we
that's
do
what we
this
do.
crossover.
Audible. You, you,
Carla.
you,
So we're gonna talk about this right now, real quick. Yes, Carla is a real estate agent. me and Carla do real estate business together. That's my business partner, not only a friend. But
Mhm.
address this situation so you don't have to address it anymore. Are you
Well,
not
address
coaching
it.
this year? Are you
Oh, I'm
not coaching
coaching.
this
I mean,
year?
my school, Miami Northern Senior High School. Hey, biking all day long since 1986. I'm proud to be the head coach, and I'm proud to continue being the head coach until till God says, "Hey, that's not the move for you right now." He hasn't given me that. He hasn't given me that. So, and they still love me, and I still love them. So, I do plan on being there 2022, 23 to work again for a state championship, and I'm excited to lead our young ladies and those that the addition that we have coming in to a state championship. So let's go, Lady Bikes, let's go.
So, for all you high school coaches in the South Florida area, listen, stay away from the Northern Viking kids, man. That coach ain't going nowhere. She's there. Stop telling them kids she's leaving. Y'all gotta cut that out, or we about to do a crossover for real. Listen.
No, let's go. Hey, let's get it, man. Let's get it.
All right. So with that being said, we just chopped it up about what the crossover is, what it means to each of us. I'm glad we was able to air that out. You're staying, which is fine, and I like that.
Yes,
You got my
yes,
100% full support. But let's talk about this parity with the NCAA tournament. What's
yeah.
your thoughts on both sides of it? What's your thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna start with the men first because we're ladies, but I want to end with the ladies. I want to give my girls some respect, but I'm so shout out to my Hurricanes, man. Those men out there are doing great things. I'm excited to watch them tonight. I'm hoping that they pull out another big win. They shocked the world. Well, maybe they didn't shock the world. Maybe some people, because I did watch a couple of analysts, did predict them to do some things. I've been watching them, and I was excited to see how they've been moving and shaking all year. But they took out the Auburn Tigers in that second round. I mean, number 2 seed rather, and so they're in the Sweet 16 dancing. So I'm excited for them. And then I was able to watch a great I think that was Arkansas last night upset Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Like,
Yeah.
whoa. And then I think Houston knocked out Arizona. Man, that was some great basketball on the men's side. And I'm excited to see those the parity. Like these young men and young ladies are just taking it to the next level for all these programs and the coaches. The coaches are doing their thing, coaching and going out there finding athletes to believe in their programs and take them to the next level. So it's great. And then, hey, my Hurricane ladies didn't make it to the Sweet 16, but I'm excited. Always great to be a Lady Cane. But on the women's side, we shaking up some things over there too. So I'm loving seeing the parity. Everybody, UConn had a tough fight with Central Florida, which a lot of people that, we think UConn just knock it out of the box. But hey, they put up a fight, so of course South Carolina doing their thing, but it's South Carolina. Coach Staley Don has done a great job of getting that program where it is and on top of the ladies game right now. So I'm excited, man. Basketball is great. March Madness. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, March Madness didn't do me and my Aggies right this year. You know what I'm saying? On the girls' side, we didn't make the tournament, but it's all good. We coming back with a vengeance. That's gonna be fact.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I said it. I said
Mhm.
it. We coming. And our men didn't make it into the tournament. We're in the NIT, so our guys are
That
going
was
to
a
the
big
partners.
thing. That was I heard a lot of rumbling going on when they didn't get that
Hey,
bid
hey,
in.
our coach went out and set the record straight, man. Hey, something got to change with this system, man.
Yeah.
Because our boy, I understand we took some losses early on, but then we came back and we knocked some hitters off.
What
We
did
beat
y'all?
Arkansas. We
Out.
beat Arkansas
Yeah.
now. We
Yeah.
beat Arkansas by a decent little amount right there.
Yep.
And they didn't let us in, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta, knock on the door. They act like they don't hear you, but you hear us now.
You hear us now. Yeah.
We
So
coming.
I'm sure
We
you'll keep
coming
building and be knocking doors down next year.
for sure. And speaking of knocking doors down, Jackson State's coach.
Woo.
Man, that game against LSU, if you
Woo.
watched, man,
Yeah.
man,
Proud
that
of
was
him.
a statement.
That was great.
HBCU versus a Power Five.
Yeah.
Like that was a statement game. That was a
That was
statement
big.
game.
That was big. It's big. Again, we talk about parity, and we talk about giving attention to those other D1 schools that are making noise, are working hard, and to get to not downgrade the kids and the athletes for choosing the HBCUs and things of that nature. So I'm excited for just the way our sports are going. Shout out to Deion Sanders for just bringing acknowledgement to the HBCU life. I grew up in the era when it wasn't like real prominent. It wasn't something that, almost like I told somebody the other day, like it was like frowned upon, like, oh, that's all you could get. But
Right.
I'm excited that we're showing our athletes that there's more on the table for them. So man, jump out there and take it, and take those HBCUs to the next level. So shout out to them. And coach over there at played South Carolina, just slipped my mind right quick. Who that was? That, oh, Howard. Yeah. So she was doing things. So made it in the tournament. And again, Coach Taylor gave her a great shout out. So shout out to the Howards and the Jackson States and the women's basketball and all around that's making noise. So great job. Great
Right.
job.
Exactly, man. I mean, and what do you feel the parity in the NCAA right now? What do you feel is the impact when it comes to recruiting on the for the next year? Let's talk about the COVID senior, the
The
COVID
COVID senior. So as I was listening to a couple of things, I didn't realize, like, great young men like Charlie Moore, the point guard over at He's been to a couple of schools. I forget them all, but he's a heck of a leader. But he's got great experience because he's a 6-year guy. He's like 24 years old. So amazing. So when we talk about recruiting in our high school kids with this transfer portal, it makes it difficult for the high school kids to kind of compete with a young man like a Charlie Moore, who is going to bring such great leadership, skill set, understanding IQ. A high school point guard may not be able to do that. So it really has, kind of set back some of our high school recruiting. But kudos for these young men. The University of Miami team, as I looked at them, I'm not going to call them name by name, but as I looked at them, a lot of those guys were in the transfer portal. And Coach L did a great job of going out and putting a heck of a team together to go out and make the run that he's making, but all pulled from that transfer portal. And which a lot of these teams, what I'm learning, who are making these runs, did it with the transfer portal. Now in my era, you had to sit out. Like you talk about leaving, you got to get NCAA approval, and then you had to sit out a year, and then nobody wanted to do that. But now they've opened up these opportunities for these athletes to go out and say, hey, it's not working out well for me here, so I'm going to take my talents over here to the transfer portal and see what else I can get. So a lot of teams are winning, from that transfer portal. A lot of kids are winning with these second and third opportunities. But I also think the high school kids are really hurting in some way.
Yeah. I mean, when you really think about it, right? Coming out of high school, you're 17, 18 years old. Some people may be 19. And now you're competing against, not only your peers, not only the 19, the 20, the 21, the 22-year-old, but now you're competing with the 23, 24, 25, maybe 26-year-old. Yeah. So as an 18-year-old kid, like, just that within itself, that person is already stronger because they've been through the system that you haven't been through yet.
Right.
And it's not to say that you're not prepared from a skill standpoint, just from an IQ in a physical body standpoint, you might not be ready because you haven't put in the same amount of work as them. One thing coaches can't you can't teach is experience. And these transfer portal kids are coming with that.
Yeah.
So with the COVID year and having that additional year to play, a lot of kids are taking advantage of that, which is helping, number one, their draft stocks. It's helping them win, which ultimately helps their draft stock. So, our younger kids are pretty much suffering. So how do we do a better job at the grassroots level of getting them prepared to play? Because see, when I went to college, I went and played right away. Mm-hmm. I was a starting point guard. So the ball was in my hands right away. And I would like to think that I was prepared. I had good coaches that prepared me, but I also had a mindset that I wasn't going to let anything stop me from accomplishing my goals. And I went in with that mindset and that thought process. How do we help the younger kids come into understanding, here's what you're about to be against. How do they overcome that? Do they sit back and let them take the front seat? Or do you go in, make a statement, and like understand that you belong there too?
Well, I would say as a high school coach, I coach beyond the court. And so I would advise or encourage other high school coaches, we got to work on mindfulness. We have to expose our athletes to, it's not all about like this. We talk about bringing in a nutritionist. We want to bring in a nutritionist. Hey, shout out to Mona. I love it. Thank you for the comment. We appreciate the support. Um, love you much. And but we talk about bringing in a dietitian, and we want to teach them about food and how to build their muscles and how to be strong. But how many times do we bring in someone to teach them about their thought process, the words, what are they feeding to their brains, into their mind? Because that mental food that's big. That brain food is huge. And so I try to work on, like, we have a group chat on our team, and I drop in different, just mindfulness things, videos that they can watch, inspiring things that they can watch to motivate them and encourage them to be careful, to aspire to the things that you want to accomplish. So a lot of coaches, you talking about drills and skills on basketball court, but you got to drill their minds. And so when you do that, to get to your question, we'd start doing that. So now when they get into those battles about recruiting, about getting, and they make it on that team, and they're battling these kids. Now I'm like, I'm tough. I could do this. I believe in myself because my coach was feeding me all this brain food all this time. She's feeding me. Shout out to my girl, Rail. One of my babies checked in. I appreciate the love. So yeah, we give them the brain food. We teach them to think right, to think positive, so they get out there and they can compete. Now in COVID, Coach K, shout out to you, Coach K. In COVID has really, this COVID year, in our young people, a lot of them are not as inspired. They're like a little bit distracted, a little dealing with depression. So that, again, we got to go back to the mental health and what we're feeding them mentally, and encouraging them to be great, that they can accomplish those things, to shake off this whole, we went through it. We're still going through it. But we have to continue to feed their minds every day. Every day.
Absolutely. I agree. Mindset is very important, man. You got to have some kind of foundational base to set the standard and set the tone. Like that mental part is a
Yeah.
huge part of any sport and of anything in life. A lot of times, I know when I was playing basketball, it was 90% mental, 10% physical, or it was 95% mental, 5%
Hey,
physical.
for
So
sure.
that matters. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just pivot a little bit. I'm gonna pivot a little
A
bit.
little bit. All right.
I'm gonna come back to my Aggies. So yesterday we did something. Man, I'm so excited about this. We brought in Joni Taylor from the University of Georgia. She's now the head of Aggie women's basketball at Texas A&M, and I tell
Woo,
you,
woo, woo.
I'm super duper excited about what she's about to bring to the table. She was the 2021 SEC Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
I know she's about to kill it. Like Aggie Land about to go to a whole nother level right now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I am looking forward to it. Just give me your thoughts on her, what you think from what you've seen so
Hey,
far.
I've been watching her, what she's been doing in the SEC. Coach Jay, she's been making noise. She didn't leave the SEC. I mean, would we say that the SEC is the powerhouse in women's basketball, or if not the, is one of the top?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. Hey, listen, SEC real deal, man.
Real
Hey,
deal, real
I know
deal.
people love the UConn and they're not in the SEC, but yo, the SEC is the real deal. Not taking nothing away from any other
Any
conference,
other
but
conference, yeah. I
I'm
mean,
just
ACC
saying.
got some dogs too, but I'm looking at the SEC, and they really got some great teams. And I saw, I think it was Coach Daly gave Coach Jay a shout out for, hey, way to stay in the SEC. So hey, I think you guys got some big things popping over there at Texas A&M, and it's gonna be some real recruiting going on for these ladies over there in the SEC. You're gonna be battling for some great recruits to come on into those programs and continue to build it. Hey, SEC making some noise. They making some noise.
Listen, and one thing I can say, Coach Blair came in and turned the program around. I was that first class of him coming in. So 2003, 2004, that was his first season, and
Right.
that was my senior year. And I will say this: even when he came in, there was resistance to change because people
Ah,
don't like change. See,
right.
crossover, but crossover, you're changing directions,
Right.
right?
Right.
So people are not so much on board when it comes to change. One thing that I learned quickly is that, you know what? If the administration is bringing this person in, like they vetted him And you can look at his track record and see the accomplishments that he gave and that he did. And I was open to him coming in coaching our group because
Mm-hmm.
when you're not winning, you want to experience what winning is, right?
Right.
You want to experience what it is.
Right.
Bottom line, I came from a winning high school program. I lost probably 8 games in high school. I can't say that in college. I never had a winning season in
Bulldogs and
college. Understand
bulldogs.
that. And I never had a winning season in college. But when Coach Blair came in, it's the way you do things. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's the way you get players to respond to your coaching style. You have a system, and it really it works. He brought a national championship to Texas A&M University, the first one.
Yeah.
They named the court
Buy-in.
after him.
Yeah,
Right.
the buy-in. You got to buy into the new thought, new process. Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand change is difficult. And, even that year, we wanted them to keep someone from the staff of the previous year. He did keep someone. It wasn't a coach, it was the basketball ops, Eric Birch. But he kept someone that
Yeah.
was the Aggie way, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
I know that it's probably going to be the same thing. People want her to keep someone on the staff that was there already. And I feel like, we got to support her in whatever she does. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Her resume speaks for itself. Her body of work speaks for itself. And if
Exactly.
you just check out all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, everything, people say nothing but positive things about her. And I love the fact that they're not just saying the coach, they
Right.
are saying the person.
Woo.
That is key.
Yeah.
That is key. And when I heard her press conference yesterday, the first thing she said was, I want to give thanks to God. I ain't need to hear nothing else. She's the one. She's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I watched it and I love the way she gave a shout out to Coach Blair about how he stepped out and was assisting others as a legend. Sometimes as legends, they sit back and ooh, I'm too big for that. But she said he was there helping assistant coaches, not just head coaches. She was an assistant coach. And he was giving her, tidbits and knowledge about how to be a great coach and how to continue to grow herself in the business. So hey, shout out to Coach Blair, and I wish him nothing but the best in his next endeavor, whatever it is, if it's relaxing around the house or just being there to support Aggie Land or whatever. And I know Coach Jay is going to continue, she's going to grow that program back to where it was and take it to the next level. I just believe in that. And hey, shout out to the Black women, the Black women. Hey, shout out.
Now, I tell you this, a lot of people thought that Texas A&M would not hire another Black female coach. Guess what? We got one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's our time, baby. It's time to shine. Let's do this. Man, I'm so excited about that.
That's great. I'm excited for what she's going to do and continue to do.
Yeah, hey, gang. I gotta take you out the Aggie land, man, for it. I know you can gang, and that's all good, but I do have to take you to experience the Aggie way, man. It's
I'm
not
looking forward to seeing it, checking it out. You talk about it all the time, so check it out. We'll be out in Texas next month. Maybe we'll shoot. We'll film from there next month.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So let's turn into let's talk about a acronym that you have called DAPP, DAPP. Explain that to the people.
So it's a crazy thing. I'm deep in thought. Like I'm real deep in thought. And so I was out on my patio one day, and it just came to me like, give me DAPP, and I was like, give me DAPP, and like, what is this DAPP? I don't know. I can't even speak of it. But if you believe in a higher power, God, universe, whoever you believe in, and for me that's God, it just dropped in my spirit, and it starts with DAPP. Shout out Antonio, thank you for supporting us. Edward Whitfield too. I missed him, but thank you. But DAPP, give me DAPP. And so the D stands for be disciplined. So be disciplined. Everything you do, and discipline takes you a long, long way in life. A lot of times people fail because they don't want to align with the discipline. Whatever the rules are, whatever the guidelines that were set, follow those guidelines. It'll lead you to success. You want to change anything? Be disciplined about your change. Be disciplined about the things that you're willing to do to change them. So that's the D. And then the A stands for being accountable. Now, how many people want to be accountable to their part? I'm passing the ball, but are you open and ready to receive it? You know what I mean? You didn't show up on time. Be accountable. You let the team down. Be accountable. So that's the A part. And the first P is to be prepared. Everything you do, if you prepare, I can be anal at times. I set out, wash, and iron 5 outfits for the week that I'm gonna wear to work. So it makes my mornings. I get up and my workout, my meditation. It's a smooth process to shower, get dressed, and be on my way. I'm prepared. You got to test, be prepared. You got a game, be prepared. And finally, again, no matter who your higher power is, none of us are great of our own. No one is experiencing success of our own accord or by ourselves. So pray. So always pray. I pray to God. My morning routine is my prayer. I get in, I give thanks, and then I make, I go in there and I pray for my children. I pray for my friends, my family. So I always pray. So give yourself DAPP, give your family members DAPP, give your loved ones DAPP, by being disciplined, being accountable, being prepared, and always praying. So that's what my give me DAPP. Give me DAPP.
Ooh. Hey, that's fire. That's fire. That's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
That accountability piece that you just brushed up on, like that's huge. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people don't. Definitely coming in sports, for me as a point guard, if I passed the ball to one of my teammates and they didn't catch it, like I would be upset with my teammate, and then my coach would be mad at me.
Right.
Like, coach, how you mad at me? Like she didn't catch the ball, but
Yeah.
I get it because if you KYP know your personnel, I put her in
Yeah.
a bad position. So yeah,
Mhm.
she wasn't gonna catch it. That's
Yeah.
on me. And I
Yeah.
have to be accountable for that. So when you can do those things, man, that's powerful. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
That's big.
That's
Hey, I
powerful.
like this comment that Mona put on Getting to Neutral by Trevor Moe. Every coach should read this. It's a very instrumental in building a culture of mindfulness. But we're talking about mindfulness with players, and that's something that she and I both do. Like we both just vibe on authors and inspiring speakers that to come up with those things like a giving me DAPP and things of that nature. He's big, Trevor Moe. Yeah, that's and may he rest in peace. We lost some great, inspiring leaders too.
Yeah. And one thing about legacy, your legacy can live on. When
Oh
you
yeah,
when you build a legacy and like your goal is to help people, help them along their journey, like your legacy lives on through your words, books and everything. And mentioning that, I gotta plug you because you won't do it. Okay. Talk about notes from a coach. You're a published author. Like, yo, I'm not a published author. I want to be a published author. I'm about to
we're
pick
gonna
a
get
brain.
that done. Yeah, we're gonna get that done.
So
I,
I need you to discuss that for the people.
when you talk about your acronym, that might be the name of your book right there. But shout out, I appreciated the shout out though. T notes from a coach. 31 days of meditation for teenage girls, and I went in it as a female coach for 28 years. I've been coaching and inspiring and trying to be uplifting to teenagers everywhere, and mainly girls because that's what I coach. It dropped in my spirit. Like I had been working on another project, and I'm a reader and a writer anyway, and then that project was never really like it wasn't fulfilling me. Like I would get stuck, and so maybe it was God just saying, that's not what I want you to do right now. But this project dropped in my spirit, and I started talking to my athletes, and they didn't even know what I was doing, but I was asking some of them, what are some things that you wish you had known or wish someone had talked to you about as you were growing up? And then I too went in to write down some things that I wish I knew and someone had talked to me about, and not giving all of my story. But part of it is I lost my mother. So I never knew my mother. She was murdered. I was just an infant. So that part was always tough. Like when everybody's saying they're going to see their mother, they get to talk to their mother. So some things that I wish I had known or somebody I could talk to about, or trouble or issues that I went through in life, those were chapters of the book. And one of the things that we talk about, the first chapter, is self-esteem. A lot of people are struggling with their self-esteem. So we got to be able to uplift these young ladies, uplift them, and tell them to believe in themselves, and to not allow anybody else's vision of them to be their vision for them. So that was the premise of the first chapter. And then we go in and we talk about credit. We talk about finances. We talk about relationship with your parents. And so many of our teenagers are struggling with relationships with their parents. The communication, or being able to communicate effectively with their parents, or understanding, oh, my mom or my dad is so hard on me. They don't allow me to go anywhere. Well, you don't understand their story and what they've been through. So a lot of that is we got to be able to understand and communicate better with our parents and where they're coming from, and to mend that relationship. And I'm not saying that is easy. it's an ongoing process to being a good parent or to building that communication. But we also talk about dating, and everybody that you come across, it's not going to be in your life forever. And some of our teenagers are giving themselves to people who may be just a passing of a season, and we're giving ourselves to those people for so long or so hard, and then those people are gone, and they've walked away, and you're stuck with maybe an infant, or you're stuck with some type of sickness, or you're stuck with this damage that they've done to you, and you're trying to heal from it. But that's the book, and I would appreciate anybody that it's on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. It's also on my web page, www.notesfromacoach.org. So look forward to the support, and that same shameless plug. I'll be just laid back, but I appreciate you, T.
Yeah, no, man. Hey, we got to get it out there. Listen, remember, we learned this in our real estate business. We can't be a secret agent,
Oh,
right?
for sure, for sure.
You can't be a secret self-publisher.
Right. I
So
appreciate it.
yeah. And some the mantra that I've came up with, and really want to get this to take off, and I think it just resonates with everyone. It's pay attention to your shit,
Yeah.
right? So shit is SHIYT. And I did get permission from my mother to curse. So hey, I'm grown, and I asked my mom, "Is it okay for me to curse?" At
Right.
first, she was like, "You need to put better words out in the atmosphere." And I had to explain to her what it was. And when I did, she said, "You know what? That's not cursing. That's a statement."
Yeah.
So shit for me is stuff hidden in your trenches. So a lot of times we all do this. We hide our emotions. Definitely me. I could talk for me.
Yeah.
Hide our emotions, don't like to talk, have these walls and these barriers up, and that shit prevents you from getting to your next level.
Right.
See, because sometimes God is waiting for you. He has all this stuff planned out for you, but you're not taking a step. You think you are. You're justifying it or just lying it
Mm.
because you're saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," but you're not addressing your shit. That's within, right?
Right.
So I decided to stop hindering myself by paying attention to my shit. You got sick and went to a doctor and they told you to watch your stool. This is going to allow us to know how to diagnose you if
Mhm.
something is wrong. What did you have to pay attention to? To your shit, literally. So, so that's where I'm going with that. But you guys definitely be on the lookout for that because that's something that's coming for sure, for sure.
Hey, I'm telling you, paying attention to your shit might be in bookstores near you, man.
Hey,
I
you put it
like
out there, I'm gonna ride with you on that. You put it
it.
out
I
there, I'm gonna
like
ride
that.
with you
I
on
like that.
that.
Yeah. We're gonna
So
have to flash that, but next time you have to flash that logo you have on there so they can
thanks.
really see it. Yeah. That's what's up.
And before we get out of here, man, we got something special coming up this upcoming Sunday, 3 p.m.
Hey,
Eastern Standard Time. I'm
we
gonna
taking it
flash
to
it
the
on the
next
screen.
level. Guess who we gonna have on the show? None other than Coach Yo of Ole Miss women's basketball herself. Tune in on Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock Mississippi time, 3 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Man, we're gonna take it to the next level. And guess what? One of you out there watching may be able to be a guest on the show. Hit us in the back channel. Let us know if you're interested in being on the show to tell us about your crossover. Coach Yo was up in the wind. I like that, Tony. Oh, you see that? Yep.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, Coach, you know what? We bring in Coach Antonio Williams on the show one day. You know what?
Oh
Because
yeah.
he's in the school system, but he's crossing over into some other stuff now. He's coached football, so he definitely has a lot of knowledge to share with us. So we're definitely gonna bring him on the show too to talk about his new endeavor.
Hey, let's do it.
Because we on it and we need to we got to get schooled on it before we get in trouble. See, we got to get.
Right. Yeah. But little teaser about Coach Yo now. Coach Yo was on the line. They was like, "Who is she gonna be a dog or what? A hottie toddy? What? But yeah, Coach Yo decided to stay, so we're excited to have her on Sunday and to give her her insight about crossing over. And I'm sure the crossover from a young lady from the Bahamas coming over here to the States and making a name for herself. So that's a crossover in itself. So I'm definitely excited about having Coach Yo on the show with us on Sunday, man. Hey, let's continue to build this brand and build this thing up, and looking forward to all you. Thank you all for all the support. Everybody tuning in, and any ideas, and anybody wanting to be a guest on the show, hey, we're here for it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Reach out to us. We definitely appreciate the support. One thing that we're going to bring to this, because I know in the past, and I'm going to see that accountability, right? I'm going to take
Sure.
full accountability for this. So we weren't consistent, and that's on me. That's on the PG.
Hey.
So the PG stepping up right now. We're going to be consistent. We're going to be in your faces. So, hey, I'd rather annoy you and make you aggravated that we always doing what we're supposed to do and holding our word versus us saying, hey, we're going to do it, and then you don't see us. So we're going to keep providing value. We're going to keep spitting fire. We're going to keep bringing guests to you guys that mean something and that can give you something. So we're hoping that our audience can grow and learn from one another, and let's get successful along the way.
Hey, man, keep on making them passes. So I'm always ready to shoot a 3-pointer now. I'm ready for that 3-pointer.
Hey, set your feet, and I got you.
Hey, pull the trigger. I'm always ready. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Hey, let's keep on growing and inspiring. And if I never told you before, though, T, thank you for pushing me. I definitely appreciate you.
For sure. Hey, me pushing you pushes me. So that's what we do, man. That's what teammates do. That's what friends do. And you know what I'm saying? You turn into family. Bottom line, you turn into family, man. So
my
it
mom's
is
coming
what
over
it
to
is.
get my comforters when I get back to town. For sure.
All right. Hey, so you guys go kill the rest of your day. Enjoy it. And we will see you Sunday at 3 p.m. with the crossover with Carla and Toccara and special guest Coach Yo from Ole Miss.
Let's get it.